Well, It's Me, Billy started in the summer of 2019. I had just turned 40 that May. And 40's not old, but it's not young anymore. And it tends to be that age where once you hit 40, you look at your life and you kind of think, okay, what have I accomplished? What do I still have to accomplish? And one of the things that I've always wanted to do, even long before I was 40, was step into a directing, writing, and producing role and make a professional independent film. Now, I've made, small little Halloween fan shorts and things like that, but nothing that would be considered professional. And I've spent 20 years in the entertainment industry as a professional voice actor, and it's been a heck of a ride. I mean, I've met so many wonderful editors and producers and directors and writers and actors and sound engineers and just amazing people that have been inspiring and generous. And I mean, there are some bad eggs in the business too, but most of the people, thankfully, that I've met have been great, have just been awesome and just inspiring. And I mean, I went to film school in the late 90s. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make movies. And I love the filmmaking process. I love everything about it. I love making movies. I love just everything that encompasses the filmmaking process. But I've yet to really step into those roles and really make a movie on a professional level. Low budget, but professional. And go through the process of making a real film. And so I knew that that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't want to bite off more than I could chew because, I just wanted to do something that I was comfortable with. I wanted to do something that where I felt comfortable and I didn't feel like a fish out of water, especially for my first venture into making a movie at this level. And I didn't know what that was going to be, but I knew that that's what I wanted to do. So last summer, about the end of June, beginning of July, I sat down and I watched the original Black Christmas. Now, I didn't sit down to watch it because I knew that I was going to be making a fan sequel to it. I just hadn't seen it in a long time and I wanted to watch it. So I sat down and I watched it. And as the end credits were rolling and that phone was ringing, I thought to myself, I started to get these thoughts like, what if, what happened next? Now, I am the first to say that the end of the original Black Christmas from 1974 is one of the greatest endings in the history of horror. And it doesn't need a sequel. It doesn't need a sequel. But I'm sitting there, it's 1:30 in the morning, the movie is over, I'm feeling the mood and the atmosphere in the dark in my little home theater, and I'm thinking to myself, what if? What if? And, the wheels began to turn, and of course I know the IP, I know the brand, I feel comfortable. And so I called my buddy Bruce, who I've known for nearly 30 years, and he works in the film industry here in Canada, and he's neck deep into it. And I pitched an idea to him. I told him to come over, and he hadn't seen Black Christmas. He's, of course, very familiar with it, but he hadn't seen it. So we watched it and he loved it. He thought it was fantastic. Bruce knows me better than anybody, and he knows that I have a huge affection and maybe even obsession with the theater of the mind, psychological aspects, that slow burn aspect of a good horror movie. And so he knew immediately. I mean, he understood why I loved Black Christmas so much. And so when I pitched my idea to him about doing a sequel, fan film to this movie, he loved it. He thought it was great. So he came on board immediately, and we decided to write the movie together and to produce the movie together and to direct the movie together, and which is really cool and feels almost full circle in some ways because Bruce and I have known each other for nearly 30 years. And, we both have been working in the film and entertainment industries now for almost 20 years. We used to make amateur movies, home movies, back in the mid-90s as young teenagers. So to be able to do this and to approach it from this perspective at this level is really exciting. And, I couldn't ask for a better partner in crime on this venture, that's for sure.